Yo's me, your boy, Shonen Boy, here today. I'm here today to do a review of the latest episode of One Piece, episode 1092. Let's get straight into this. So if you have not watched the latest episode of One Piece, go and watch it. It's a really good episode. I highly recommend it. And then come back to this review because I will be getting into spoilers. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the start of the episode starts off with CP0. CP0 is going to Egghead, and they're going to assassinate Dr. Vegapunk and all the other punks. We go over them in this episode. We get to see Kaku, Stussy, and also Rob Lucci in this episode. And it's been a while since we've seen these guys, together, and they are heading to Egghead Island. So yeah. And they go over their, their plan, their, mission, and they go over all the different punks that they have to go and assassinate because the world government, they want Dr. Vegapunk gone. His youthfulness has been all used up. They don't really need him anymore, so they're trying to get rid of him because he knows too much. So they go over all the punks. The first punk that we've got is Shaka. We didn't really see what Shaka looks like. We only saw the back of him in the last episode, but in this episode we get to see him a little bit, even though it's a little blacked out, but we see what his design looks like, and he looks pretty cool. Then we move on to Lilith. Lilith, we've seen Lilith in the episodes. I like her design, and she's really cool. Moving on to, Edison. Edison, we haven't really seen him just yet, but he's like this little green robot, and he's really cool. We kind of get to see him a little bit, but we don't, but it's kind of blacked out, so it's kind of hard to see. And then we move on to, Pythagoras. Pythagoras is another robot, and it's all, he's all like red and white, and he's pretty cool. It's kind of hard to see his design because it's a bit blacked out. And then we get to see Atlas. We have seen her in the last episode. She is the violent Vegapunk, and we get to see her a little bit. And we also get to see York. We haven't seen York yet, but she's also very cool as well, and she's like all blown up. She's a bit fat right now because she's been eating a lot of food. So yeah, so they go over all the different Vegapunks. Shaka is the good, Lilith is evil, Edison is the thinking, Pythagoras is the wisdom, Atlas is violence, and York is greed. So yeah, so those emotions will be in these different Vegapunks, and they will be prevalent in these Vegapunks, how their personality is. So yeah. So then we get to see, what the, we get to see, CP0 and the, and we get to see Rob Lucci, Stussy, and, Kaku, and what they look like. They were kind of like obscuring their face at the start of the episode, and now we get to see them, and it's really cool to see these, guys together, because we haven't seen, Stussy, since Whole Cake Island, and that's the last time I remember Stussy, and then, Rob Lucci, we haven't seen him for a while, and same with Kaku, we haven't seen him for a while as well. And they're all on a Navy ship, and they're heading to Egghead Island, and we also see S-Bear is with them as well, the Seraphim Kuma. And the Seraphim Kuma looks really cool. He's got the white hair, and he looks like Kuma. But it's like a younger version of Kuma, and he's pretty big, but he looks really cool. And yeah, and I also really like this shot of Rob Lucci's pigeon. I can't remember what the pigeon's name was, but I just like this shot of him with his suit, with his suit and tie and his top hat. It looks really cute. I just thought this was really cute. So yeah, but that is CP0. They're going to Egghead Island to get rid of Dr. Vegapunk, and yeah. So then we go back to our Egghead, and the dragon sea monster looking thing is still fighting with the robot, and Luffy, Chopper, and also Bonney are now all fat from eating all those all that food from the vending machine, and they're all like, oh, I'm so stuffed, I can't move, and it's kind of funny. So yeah. Then we see the disposable dog, like the dog that disposes all of all the trash, and it's a garbage disposal sort of like dog, and it looks really cute. I just thought that this dog was so cute. When he was disposing of all the trash, and like Luffy throws a cup at it, and it starts to attack Luffy, and I thought this was so funny because they start running and they're all like fat, and so they start like running, and the dog starts trying to chomp at them, and I thought this was really funny in the episode. So yeah. But and then Atlas talks about the dog and how it it attacks you if you are litter, so that's why it was attacking Luffy. And yeah. So, Atlas goes off to, fight the sea dragon monster thing. That's a hologram. She goes off to fight that thing. And Luffy goes over to a building where he goes inside of it, and he gets some new clothing. He starts pressing all the buttons, and all the hands grab Luffy and give him some new clothing, and it's really cool. And we get to see all the other characters get their new clothing. Bonney starts to press some buttons, and same with Chopper, and also same with Jinbe. They all press the buttons and they all get their new clothing. Bonnie's clothing looks nice on her. I really like Bonnie's colors. It looks cool. We get to see Chopper. I like his clothing. He looks really cute and really in the colors. I really like that. And also Jinbe with the Hawaiian shirt. It really fits him, and I like him. He looks like the dad on holidays. And yeah. And their new drip is really cool, and I really like this. So yeah. Then Luffy uses his observation haki, I'm assuming, and he he senses the police Kuma, and the police Kuma is scouting around the grounds, and the police Kuma spots them. And he says that you're trespassing on here, and he wants to deal with these intruders, I guess you could say, because this is a government facility island, and they are pirates. They're the bad guys, so I'm assuming that's why the police Kuma is after them, because they're trespassing on on an island that's run by the world government. So that's probably why Kuma's after them. Yeah. So the police Kuma starts to attack them. He runs over to where Luffy is. Luffy, hakis up, and he uses his observation haki to sort of dodge Kuma's blasting. He's blasting them with lasers, and he's blasting them with lasers out of his mouth, and and Kuma's running after him and trying to capture Luffy, and Luffy's dodging all the lasers, and it's the animation is really good and really fluent in this part with Kuma versus Luffy. I really like this. So yeah. Then we get to see Bonney. She sees the police Kuma, and it reminds her of her dad. And she starts to starts to get a bit timid, and Luffy jumps in. He starts to want to fight the police Kuma because it's attacking them, and he uses Gear 3, and he's about to punch Kuma, and Bonney comes in, really cool. She comes in and kicks Luffy, and it was really animated really well. I really like this kick that Bonney does. And I like the animation. So yeah. And then Luffy gets kicked away from about to attack Kuma, and and Luffy's like, why did you do that, Bonney? What's going on? And Bonney kneels down, and she starts to cry, and she's like, don't hit him, that's my dad. And Luffy starts to sees that Bonney is crying, and he's just like is in shock, I guess you could say, because Luffy didn't know that, like, Kuma was Bonnie's dad, and he was a bit, in shock, I guess you could say. And then the police Kuma is about to attack Bonney because it sees her as an enemy, and she is all like, crying. She's on the ground, and we see a shot of Kuma and also Bonney, Bonney going over to Kuma, and Kuma picking up Bonney, and it's really sweet because I know the backstory of Kuma because I've read the manga, and it just hit me a lot, because when I was watching this and we see Bonney crying and we see Kuma picking up Bonney, I was just like, oh my god, and I started to cry. Like, seriously, I was crying in this part, seeing Bonney crying and just like, don't hurt my daddy, and I'm just like, oh man, it was like, it really, choked me up and made me cry. So, I liked this part of the episode. This was probably my favorite part in the episode, where we see, Bonney, crying, and she's saying, don't hurt my daddy. It was really sweet, and it was really like, action-packed with the, Kuma, blasting Bonney and this massive explosion, and it was this part was my favorite part of the episode. So then we cut to somewhere in the somewhere in the New World, to a wintry island where Law is, and Beppo is sunbathing in the sun, and he is like, just taking a rest, and Sanji and Penguin are, scraping up all of his fur because he's, melting, and I'm just having fun. Then they see the clouds and the crackling lightning, and then we see Law, and he's like, guys, get into action. We're about to be attacked. And then we see who's about to attack Law. It is Blackbeard, and Blackbeard comes out of the clouds, and he jumps on the top of his ship, and he's like, Zia! And I'm just like, oh yes, we get to see Blackbeard versus Law. This is gonna be sick. I am so pumped for the next episode when Law and Blackbeard square off. It's unfortunate that we have to wait because they're gonna have I guess a filler episode, a recap of Law, where they go over the events of what happened in Law's life. So it might be an interesting episode to watch, because I like Law. He's one of my favorite characters, and But we will get Blackbeard versus Law next week, not next week, but the week after that, and it looked really cool to see Blackbeard and Law about to fight. We also see Jesus Burgess and Von Auger, their new designs. Jesus Burgess, it's been a while since we've seen him. He's got the gold sort of headpiece on his head, and he looks really cool. Von Auger's got a beard now, a bit of a beard, and he looks kind of cool. And we also see Doc Q and his horse. I don't remember what the horse's name is, but they both have. We see a little bit about the horse. He's got wings now, and that's really cool. I'm not going to say anything about their Delphroups or anything like that, because that would be spoilers. But but it's going to be really cool. And then we all get title cards for the Blackbeard Pirates, and we also get a title card for Blackbeard, which was really cool, and then it ends with the Law and Blackbeard about to clash, and it looks so cool. I cannot wait for the next episode, and it's going to be really cool to see the Law and Blackbeard square off. But but I really enjoyed the episode. The episode was really good. The animation and art was on point. I love the colors, and it just really was really good in my opinion. I'd give this episode a good solid solid, 8.5, maybe an 8 out of 10. I really enjoyed this episode, and the ending was really good. But anyways, this is your boy, Shonen Boy, signing out. Like, comment, and subscribe. What did you think about this episode? What do you think about Bonney and her breaking down in tears, for her dad, and, about, Kuma, and what do you think about, Luffy getting his new clothing, the new drip, and what do you think about the ending of the episode with, Law and also Blackbeard clashing? Who do you think is going to win? And yeah, but anyways, until next time, I'll talk to you guys later, and have an awesome day.